In this video, I will go over what to take into consideration when contemplating a facelift. I'll talk about finding a doctor. That's going to be number one, most important part of the entire facelift. Then we will talk about prepping. There are things that I purchased ahead of time that really helped with my recovery. I will also talk about recovery time and how you really need to schedule your time around how long it's going to take you to heal. And we will sort of touch on, are there other alternatives? If you're not quite sure, you're a little bit on the fence, do I really want to get a facelift, or are there other things I could do? We will touch real quickly on what else is out there. And if you don't know me, I'm Carolyn. I recently turned 60 and I do have a history in aesthetics. My disclaimer is I am definitely not a doctor, 100% not a plastic surgeon. I have no expertise in facelifts other than I just went through one. So this video is simply sharing with you my very, very personal experience and journey. And before we get started, I just want to say I understand facelifts are definitely not for everyone. And if that's you, if you're like 100% against it, if you are just not into any sort of cosmetic procedure whatsoever, I think that is so fantastic. But this is probably not a video for you. My dream and my hope is that even on subjects that we disagree on, that we can still be kind and loving to each other. Okay, so let's talk about what else is out there. I will say that up until just a few months ago, I really did not have a facelift on the table at all. I really felt that there were so many amazing alternatives that I could avoid doing a facelift and still get the results I was hoping for. So one of the things that I have done a few times is Morpheus 8. If you don't know what that is, I actually have an entire video and you can go watch that. But what it is microneedling with radio frequencies. So it's stimulating your own collagen, and that is great. I love anything where your own body produces the collagen. So I love that about it. It's really, I think, a great procedure to do when you're on the younger spectrum, maybe early 40s, late 30s. Once you start getting into late 40s, 50s and on, it's good and it helps refresh, but it's not going to give you any sort of dramatic results. I did that several times. You do have to do a succession of at least 3 in a row to see any sort of improvement, and it freshens you up. It's expensive, it hurts. It's not a one and done thing. You have to keep it up at least once a year. Next thing I would talk about is filler. Have you ever heard of the liquid facelift? Don't do that. You don't look normal. You look puffy and weird. So definitely the liquid facelift is a terrible idea. You don't look human. Then there's Sculptra, which when I did that, I thought, oh, my dreams have come true. This is just pumping my own collagen, making me produce like oodles and doodles of my own collagen, and I'm gonna really see great results. Again, I have a video. If you don't know what Sculptra is, you can go watch that. It just wasn't giving me the results that I was hoping for. I know a lot of women my age actually see no results with Sculptra at all. So none of these things are a one and done. They're things that you do have to repeat over and over again. This is the point where I personally came to the decision that either I was happy with just keeping up with these things that weren't really going to give me the results I wanted, or I was going to have to get a facelift. My last alternative that I was going to do were threads. If you don't know what threads are, they put a wire in, it's like a barbed wire, and they pull it back out and it just pulls the skin up with you. It sort of will tighten up this, it'll tighten your neck, and I think it works really well. But you need to be younger. I'm 60. They're super expensive. They explained to me that it would be a lot of threads. I still would not have the results that I seem to want, and you have to continually get that redone. Once I left that appointment, that is when I started to consider, was I ready? Was it important enough for me to go ahead and get the facelift? For a 6-year-old woman, I thought I looked fine. I wasn't hating on myself. That's not a good reason to do it, ladies. I get feeling good about yourself and just wanting to look your best. And that's all I wanted. But it's not going to change your life. It's not going to solve any problems. It just will give you a more sense of feeling just a little fresher. And that's what you need to expect going into it. So once I decided that, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get that facelift. Then I started to look for a doctor. And that can be a difficult thing to do because people are secretive about getting facelifts. The people that you can tell had a facelift, don't go to their doctor. It's the people you can't really tell. You're kind of like, do they just have good genes? Did they do some sort of maybe a laser? They just look fresh, they look youthful, they look good, but they still look their age. That's the doctor you want to go to because you don't want it to be obvious. You want it to look natural. You want to look yourself. You don't want to change the way you look. You just want to freshen things up. Finding a doctor is going to be tricky if you don't have anyone that will recommend someone to you. So what you might have to do is just start a Google search. Just look at reviews. Before and afters are tricky because they can make things look any way they want, I think, in pictures. So I think all the before and afters are gonna look amazing. So you really need to look at what people are saying about that doctor. And then after you've narrowed it down, you need to book consultations with the doctors that you think might possibly be good for you. And that's a pill to swallow because they're going to charge you for those consultations. It's not cheap. The one that you pick will knock that off the price, but you need to interview more than one and then get a feel for who's going to be right for you. So you're going to have to spend, depending on where you live, around here in Dallas, Texas, it runs between $300 and $500, but it's an investment that is so important. Don't skip it. Make sure you meet with them. I started meeting with doctors and I really wasn't finding one that felt like I wanted to trust my face with them. It's our face, ladies. This is important. So you want to feel that confidence level. You want to feel like they're really going to do what you want them to do. I got lucky because a friend of mine, she never had a facelift, but she knows women that went to this one particular doctor, and she said they all looked natural and beautiful after. Once I met with him, he really took his time to look at me, to examine my face, to ask me my expectations, and then to be honest and tell me whether my expectations were realistic or not. My expectations and what I wanted to achieve was to look normal, to look myself, to look just refreshed. That is really what I wanted. My whole body looks like a 6-year-old woman's body. I would like my face to match my body. So I didn't want to look like a 20-year-old. Some of the doctors kind of promise you things that you're like, not only do I not think that is true, I just don't even want that. They don't have a magical operating room that's going to turn you into a supermodel either. So, you've got to really find that doctor that's going to be realistic and be honest with you. So something that I really wanted was I wanted this upper lip shortened. I find I have a very long upper lip. He was 100% would not do it. He felt that my nose was much smaller than my mouth. Apparently I have a big mouth. Who knew? So he thought that the incision was going to be difficult to hide around my nose. I pushed him on it a lot, I will tell you, because I really, really, really wanted it done. But it finally hit me. He won't do anything unless he knows the outcome is going to be good. I felt I needed to trust him on it. I didn't want to have some big scar up here, and I know I don't heal that well. although my scars have healed amazingly. I just had to trust him on that. Today is week 6. I'm not 100%. I still have, like, I have all my makeup on right now. I can go out and see people, and I don't think people really would see the swelling or some of the bruising that I still have going on. But 6 weeks, I am still working on healing. I have not even exercised yet outside of going for walks. So I am a workout-aholic. That has been hard for me, but it's worth it, ladies. It's 6 weeks out of your life. Take that time. And that would be another thing that I would say when you are planning your facelift, really don't rush the healing process. Make sure you have ample time to heal. Don't be rushed. Don't do it a month before your daughter's wedding. Don't do it just before a trip. You don't want to feel that pressure. I got to heal, I got to heal, I got to heal. You want to take that time to do nothing and just let your body put all its energy into healing, because it's a lot. My whole face was covered in stitches. I asked the doctor, how many stitches? And he just laughed and he said, I've never really counted, but he said, there's so many more than just the ones you see. There are so many stitches internal that just dissolve. There's a lot going on and you need to take it slowly. I laid low. My energy level was super low. I would just do one little thing and then I would be exhausted. So it might be that I'm 60. If you're a little younger, you might not find it that hard. I'm an energetic person, so I don't tire easily. So it was a little shocking to me that up and down the stairs twice and I needed a nap. Also, your surgeon, if he's a good one, is most likely going to be booked out months in advance. So you need to plan what works in his schedule, but is also going to work in your schedule. I wouldn't rush it. I would just do when the timing is perfect. That would be like my biggest advice to you. Just make sure you take the time to heal and make sure you plan it so that there's nothing looming that you have to heal for to get to. Another thing you might want to talk to your doctor about that might help you make a decision on a doctor is what kind of anesthesia do they use. This doctor uses the twilight. You don't remember anything. It's like going in for a colonoscopy. It's much safer than going completely under. That's something also to sort of think about and consider. And then, of course, price, that's a big one. It's expensive. It is not cheap. Give them your budget. Ask what can they do within that budget. Don't go outside of your budget. It's just not worth putting yourself in debt for. I don't think, that's just my opinion. If you have a budget, a certain amount that you can spend, tell the doctor. And a good doctor will say, if we do this and this, it'll really help a lot. If he's trying to force things on you and trying to push you outside of your budget, no, I don't think that's a good doctor. Depending on where you live, the doctors are going to vary in price. I do think location is going to make a difference. If I was still living in LA, I moved to Dallas, Texas 3 years ago. If I was still in LA, I do not think I would have been able to afford a facelift because everything there is more expensive. Everything. So it's difficult for me to say what exactly it costs. It depends on what you do. What I did was I did the lower face. So he just did all this. I did not do my eyes at all. He did fat transfer right under here. And then I thought he was just going to do a little tuck on the side, but he ended up doing all the way around. And my brows are still starting to come down. But at first I looked like Spock. I mean, the eyebrows were way up. So that's still coming down a little bit. And then all around the back of my neck, there were stitches all around there. So it was like, whoop, behind my ears, in front of my ears, there were stitches everywhere. And then, of course, like I said, he would not do my upper lip, and then he did my neck. And even right now, my neck feels a little, just like a little tight, like I can feel it. So that is still healing. 6 weeks, I'm still healing. Initially, I didn't bruise at all. Those first pictures that I took, no bruising. And then about 2 weeks in, the bruises appeared. So I had on each side of my eyes some pretty big bruises. I still have a little bit right in here. I had an incident that happened. This whole side of my face really swelled up. After that, I got a big bruise. I bruise easily. That might not be used. Just go off of how easily do you bruise. The bruising is easy to cover up. I have a video where I show you how to put makeup on at week 3. The swelling is a little bit of a trick, but the bruising, like I said, bruising's easy to cover up. So preparing. I sort of felt like I was nesting, like when you're bringing home a new baby and you get the crib ready and you get little clothes and you have all their bottles and you have everything all set up and ready. That's how I felt. I really felt like I wanted to prepare for it. One of the things I got was a new pair of PJs that I did not wear until surgery day. And I got the Cozy Earth ones, a little pricey, but they're so soft, and I wanted to make myself feel really cozy when I was done with the surgery. You need to sleep elevated, so I got this whole cushion thing that helps you to sleep elevated. Lots and lots and lots of pillows. I actually slept on the couch. So this is the couch that I slept on for 5.5 weeks. I reconstructed it, so I'm gonna try and deconstruct it again to kind of show you how I slept. So first of all these back cushions, I took them all off. Even the one at the very end there, I took that off because I have my wedge that I got. And that wedge is something that you can actually go watch and see. I did an unboxing of it when I got it. So if you really want to see that in detail, that's a video that you can go and watch. I put a fitted sheet so that it was tucked in all around. It didn't move at all. And then I had another sheet on top and then a nice big fluffy down comforter. Here's the other thing I got. So this table, little mess here. I have this little table with all my meds and all this stuff on this close by, so I'm always using that. So in this video, I just wanted to cover the preparing for the facelift. I will have a series of videos so that you can really know exactly what you're gonna go through. And while you're going through it, it's kind of, again, an isolating experience to go through. I wasn't telling anybody just because people do have their opinions and I didn't want to hear their opinions. I was keeping it to myself. A lot of people do keep it to themselves because you do get criticized. I understand not wanting to share that with people because people are not always that kind or supportive. So it's kind of nice just to be able to watch a video where someone else is going through the same thing that you're going through, to know that your progress is the same as maybe someone else's, or maybe, oh, I'm doing better than her. You're probably gonna do better than me. I really did take my time healing, and it was difficult to sit still. So be on the lookout for the series of videos that I'm gonna be coming out with. So for now, that's it. If you are new to my channel and you just came here for a facelift, we have just a great little channel going on here. We're just older gals that just support each other. We do everything from fashion to cooking, healthy to exercise, whatever. We just hang out and have a good time together. So I would love you to join our little older ladies gang. We think we're pretty cool. Subscribe. Would love to see you on a regular basis. So good luck. In the comments, leave any questions that you have, and I will try my hardest to answer them. I just hope this helped you in some way to make your decision. For now, that's it. Good luck. I'll talk to you later. Bye.